Good afternoon, welcome to Rundlii Gaming. We're going to be doing another video. This is another game by AEG. This one is a much smaller game, it's a little card-driven one. This is Say Goodbye to the Villains. This one was done by Saiji Kanai, I think is how you pronounce the name. Now, the game itself comes with several small decks, bigger decks, and what you're trying to do is defeat these two bad guys. This will equal the number of players in play. So in this case we're playing with 2 players for demonstration purposes. And these are going to be randomized out of this deck here. So it'll be like with a white writing on it. And these will be the villain cards. So normally you would take these, you'd randomize equal the number of players you have. And then you're going to lay out some of these cards. These ones have red writing on the back of it, and these are the situation cards. You're going to lay down cards equal to the number that's in the top corner here. In the case of this particular guy, they have 7 cards, so as you can see it's 7 already laid out, and then this one has 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the difference is even though this one has a lot more cards, his initial stats are really bad. So right now he's at 3 life, 3 power, and 4 speed, which it'll show right here in the numbers. Because on the top here you'll have a blue ring, and that'll be the speed there. Then right below that is the red one, which is the strength or power, if you want to call it that. And green here will be for life. And then it has their name on the side here. So that is the situation cards. This is the villain deck, which we went over. Next you're going to have the Vanquisher deck. And this will just be a black-backed thing. These are going to be the different heroes that you can pick out of. I usually just randomly give those to different people. And we already went ahead and chose 2 people for ourselves here. And then you're going to get a reference card. The reference card kind of gives you some details as far as what you can do during your turn, which these are really convenient if you want to just kind of look over what are your different options and what you can do as far as that goes. So that is what you see on the board so far. Now at this point, each player is going to draw 7 cards out of this deck. And every round, you can do one of a couple different actions here. So choose one of the following actions. This is during your turn. You can either play an action card, so you'd play an action card from your hand, which are these white cards. Or you can use your Vanquisher ability. Some of these cards will have abilities on the bottom here. Like in this case, it is use 1 time to reveal 1 face-down situation card, so I can look at one of these situation cards. This one does not have an ability, they just have better stats. Like this person starts out with 8 speed, 8 power, and 8 life, so it's a little bit quicker and more powerful. Whereas this guy, he starts out with 1 speed, 7 power, 8 life. So the difference is he does have a special power, whereas this guy does not. So, alright, so at this point, as I said, I can use my action card, I can use a Vanquisher special ability, I can use a standard ability, and the standard abilities will be listed on here as well. I can either use 1 time to draw a card, I can use 1 time to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, I can use 1 time to pass 1 card to any player, or I can pay 1 time to check 1 situation card. So that's the different things you can do on this one. Alright, so as far as your hand goes, there's going to be a lot of different cards here, and there's different attributes. Now, time in this game you can consider to be kind of like a resource. It's kind of like gold, if you want to put it that way. In the game you have 10 money, effectively, or 10 time. And the 10 time you'll have to spend between your different actions here, or your different abilities. For example, I can reveal 1 face down situation card here, but it does take 1 time. In order to spend 1 time, I have to discard 1 card from my hand. It'll be my choice. So I would put 1 card face down to resemble that I used this as part of the time for that to use my special ability. Or the cards themselves, when you play them, will have different attributes on it. So for example, this card here is going to have a -2. So in this case, it actually gives me back time. So with this card, it's called Wit, means I will get some of my time back. This one is, I spend 2 time to do special training. This gives me +5 power. This one takes 1 time, I gain 2 life. Takes 2 time, I get 5 power. Takes 1 time, I reveal 1 situation card. So I can look at one of these situation cards if I do that. Discard 1 action card in play with a time of 2 or less. So I could use this to discard an action card. And the last one is also special training, so +5 strength. So I can give this guy a lot of strength. Unfortunately, he's not very quick though, so there could be disadvantages with that, and I'll kind of go over more details of that as well. Let's look at this other guy's hand here. So he can nullify when revealed cards during your turn, which we'll explain a little bit more of that as well. This takes 1 time, +2 power. Takes 1 time, reveal 1 situation card. Takes 3 time to gain 8 life. Takes 3 time to gain 8 speed. Takes 3 time to gain 8 power. And discard 1 action card and play with time 2 or less. So these are the different possible cards you can play. And you're basically going to go back and forth, and you're going to keep using either the standard abilities or your cards in your hand. You'll just keep going back and forth until you decide to do a showdown. The showdown is effectively saying that, so you'll use your reference card here, and each of the reference cards actually have the different characters on the back of them. So you actually take the reference card that's set up for your particular individual. And then let's say if I wanted to go after this guy, I would put my person there. And then that means that my partner here would have to go against the other guy. The goal is to defeat both of these guys here. So you do want to try to get as much information as possible and actually get in there and actually defeat him as well. But let's go ahead and reveal some of these situation cards, because what's going to happen is, even though it looks like we could probably defeat these guys here, for example, if we sent the 8 speed, 8 power, 8 life at this guy only has 4 speed, 4 power, and 3 life. Because how combat normally works, and you're going to only have 1 combat at the end of the game, is that first you're going to compare speeds. My speed is 8, his speed is 4. That means I will get a first attack, and if I can defeat him, he does not counterattack. However, if I cannot take him down in 1 strike, he's going to get a swing back at me. So if my power is not higher than his life, then he's going to swing back at me and see if he can defeat me in 1 shot. You only get the 1 attack. After that, the battle ends. But let's say we were to have attacked him. In this case, during Showdown, if the Vanquisher's life is 9 or lower, the Showdown is a loss. So because I only came here with 8 life, this actually changes the way that this battle could be won. I would actually lose this fight even though I can defeat him normally. Now remember, he gets all these abilities, so there's quite a bit of more stuff that could be involved here. This only matters, let's see, when revealed or during Showdown. So in this case, let's say if you were to have checked this, then you would reveal that card. When revealed or if, during a showdown, add this card to your action cards in play. So in this case, this would end up going to my character here. So right now, he actually lost 2 speed, lost 2 power, and lost 2 life. Next card that gets revealed. So in this case, we went straight for the attack. We did not actually reveal this, but if you were to have revealed this card, add this card to your action cards in play. You cannot use your special ability. In this case, he does not have a special ability, so he'd be okay with that. And that's the same thing. So like you wouldn't be able to use a special ability. But since this is during Showdown, these would not actually have hit me. We could actually just discard them. Because let's say we just went head for the attack. We're going to keep revealing the rest of these. Alright, so this one's a Bodyguard. It is going to give the Warlord here +2 power and +2 life. So right now he's at 4 speed, 5 power, 5 life. The next card will be a Thug. He gets another ally. He'll get +1 attack, +1 life. Lastly, he will get another Thug. So right now he's at +4 power, which will bring him to 7. He's at +4 life. He's also at 7 life. However, it brought me down to 6 speed, 6 power, and 6 life. So how this battle is going to work if I did not increase my stats whatsoever, which I didn't do, I just ran in there and went for it, is I have a 6 speed, he has a 4 speed. I'm going to swing first, and I'm going to do 6 damage to him. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 life. He will survive my attack. He will then swing back at me for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 6 life right now because of this card here. That means I actually lost this battle. That doesn't even include the fact that I could not have defeated this guy unless I had over 9 life. So without 9 life, I automatically lost regardless. So that's where you're going to want to throw these different buffs into your character to try to defeat him. Let's go ahead and pretend though that we actually did stuff with this guy, because we're going to go ahead and fight this other guy with him. So let's say we did special training. That took 2 time to do. We also did another special training, which gives us another +5. So right now he's at 17 strength. We probably want to use one of our special abilities here. Because the thing is, with this guy, he has 2 speed, we have 1. We're probably going to at least want to be able to be a little faster than him. And hopefully we just hit him once and he just falls. So in this case, what we're going to do is, first we're going to use our wit, because this helps gives us some time back. So we get -2 times. So right now we're at 2 time total. Now we're going to use 1 time. We will discard a card from our hand. We're going to discard this card. This counts towards 1 more time. And now we actually discard 2 cards. We'll discard 2 of these cards to draw 2. Next, since we still have time left, so 4 minus 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. We went ahead and put Godspeed on. So Godspeed actually gives us infinite speed. So we are super fast now. So at this point we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, thing is, I could either use 1 time to reveal a face down situation card, or I can buff myself with a little extra life, or I could spend time to draw a card, which may not help me because that'll take me to 10, and probably won't help me as much as far as that goes. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to discard another card to use a special ability to reveal 1 face down situation card. And this is going to give me a little more information. So we actually now know that he now has a Watchdog. The Watchdog gives him +3 speed, brings him to 5 speed, and then 13 power. We know that we have infinite speed, so we're actually okay with that. So we know we're going to attack first regardless. Unless he also has an infinite speed here, which sometimes does happen. If he does gain an infinite speed, then that means we would attack at the same time, and that may not do too well for me. So, alright, so as you can see we have 2, 4, we'll just say the -2 negates these 2. 8. Oh. I actually do have a little time left. So 4, 8. Alright, so I'm going to discard another card to look at another card here. So in this particular case, the victory condition change is a stalemate. So I have to try to get a stalemate to win. Which is kind of terrible, because honestly, I pretty much am going to one-shot him. So the victory condition changes can really mess with stuff a little bit. And it gives you specific conditions that have to be met in order to actually claim a win. Alright, so let's say at this point I would have decided to attack. I know what he has here. I kind of have to hope that he gains a ton of life. Pretty much these have to be like +7 life, which I don't see happening very likely, so... But alternatively, if he attacks me, I die anyway, so I guess there's that. So at this point I'm going to set myself to actually attack this guy. My ally already attacked this guy and he lost this one, unfortunately. So at this point now we're going to flip over the rest of these cards. He's going to get +1 life, he's going to get +1 power. He's going to get +2 speed, +2 power, +2 life. This brings him to... And unfortunately the only way we can win is if we create a stalemate. So he's at 13 life, he's at 16 power, he's going to be at 7 speed. Alright, so when I swing, so we're going to do speed first. I have infinite speed +1. He has 7 speed. So I'm going to hit him first. And I have 7 power, +5, +5, so 17 power. I'm going to hit him. He has 10 life, 11, 12, 13 life, which will actually defeat him. However, simply because they changed the victory condition, that caused it to be a loss, because it looks like you have to get a stalemate in order to win. Which is kind of difficult to do, because what that would have to entail, let's make some changes here real quick. Let's say this was a situation. I switched out one of the 5 powers for 8 life. In this particular scenario, we have, I now have 16 life, I have 12 power, and infinite speed. So if I were to swing at him, I'm going to swing first because he has 7 speed, I have infinite +1. So I'm going to swing first. I'm going to do 12 damage to him. However, he has 10, 11, 12, 13 life. I am not going to defeat him in the first shot. And unfortunately you only get the one shot, so we will not defeat him. Now he's going to swing back. He's going to do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Actually, I still didn't have enough life for that, so we're going to add another 2 life to my own character. So it's actually 16, 17, 18 life right now is what I have. So when he swings for 16, I have 18. He only swings once. He does not defeat me either, so therefore it becomes a stalemate. Stalemates occur when either both people are defeated in the same shot. So let's say we both swung, with the same speed, and we both defeated each other, then that'll end in a stalemate. Or if neither of us could kill each other in that first attack. And the game has a lot of different effects in it, as there's a lot of different stuff that could change on the board here with just the bad guys, because you don't know what all these face down cards are. So you might want to investigate a little bit, but in investigating further, you're going to lose some of your time. So you won't be able to train as much because you're looking into the people that are on the table here. Or if you just go straight for the attack, you may just completely lose because you didn't really know what you're running into, and unfortunately that can sometimes give you really bad downsides. Like in this case, he got ambushed, whereas if he might have did it a little bit differently, he might have been able to get something set up a little bit differently as well. So that is actually the game, Say Bye to the Villains, which is, as I said, it's an AEG game. It's a very quick, simple game. I think this one It looks like this one plays in about 45 minutes according to the box, which I feel is pretty close to accurate. It's like 30, 45 minutes-ish whenever you play it, depending on how much you have to explain to people. If all the players are fairly understand it pretty well already, then it may not quite take that. It might be like 30 minutes because everyone kind of knows this is the action I need to do, this is the action you need to do. Once you get all the actions you need down, then you can go ahead and commit to one of the warlords and go attack them. And once you've attacked both of the warlords, you just resolve that combat, and then that character's done. You resolve the other combats, then those characters are done. Did you win all the battles? If you defeated all the warlords, you win the game. If you did not defeat all the warlords, you lose the game. So it's definitely an interesting, quick game. So if you've enjoyed this video, definitely like and comment on it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And you should see more videos next week. We'll have something else posted then as well. We've been trying to do one video per week, so you should definitely see something posted on there as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming, and you have a good day.